Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I am Kendra Cook. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or event you would like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Tuesday at noon, 3 and 6 p.m. and again is re-aired later throughout the weekend with the other weekday broadcast replays. Today is March 6, 2016, and now the news at noon. Reported in the Cortez Journal, photo credit Jim Miyagi. A violent one-car rollover on Jarrett Avenue in Cortez sent 2 people to the hospital on Monday. According to Cortez police officers, a westbound Toyota 4Runner filled with students on lunch break from the Montezuma Cortez High School flipped after the driver lost control. 3 juveniles were injured, including 2 who were transported to Southwest Memorial Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, according to Sergeant Brandon Gunderson. The 3rd suffered facial cuts and was treated at the scene. The driver was cited for reckless driving, Gunderson said. The crash, which occurred about 12:30 p.m., is under investigation. Swerving tire tracks could be seen in the gravel leading to the crash, which ended with the vehicle resting on the driver's side. Glass, clothing, and school papers littered the crash site on Jarrett Avenue between South Oak Street and South Cedar Street. Crews from the Cortez Fire Protection District, Cortez Police Department, and Southwest Health System ambulances responded to the scene. Does anyone really want to be on a list? The Journal reported on unlicensed concealed carry getting an initial okay in the GOP-led Colorado Senate. The Colorado Senate gave preliminary approval to a gun bill Monday that would do away with concealed carry permits in the state. Republicans have a 1-seat edge in the Senate, so when the recorded vote happens in the next few days, they should have enough lift to send Senate Bill 97 to the House. The Democratic majority there will likely kill Neville's legislation in its first committee, as Democrats do with all GOP bills that seek to loosen the state's gun laws. They did so with 3 gun bills 2 weeks ago. Republicans return the favor when the House sends them a gun control measure. The concealed carry bill wouldn't allow people to take guns on school grounds, with narrow exception for gun classes there. Neville on Monday schooled the Senate on how expensive and cumbersome it is to get the extra license, available only to people who already are legal gun owners. The permit can take up to 90 days to secure, and it's valid for 5 years. In Denver and Boulder, the permit costs $152.50. In Jefferson County, it's $100. On top of that, concealed carry permits require a gun class that carries a separate cost. He also said that current government policies have failed to protect people in these horrific mass shootings we've seen. Either you trust the government or you trust the people, Neville said. We saw what happens when government fails. Senator Daniel Kagan, Democrat from Cherry Hills Village, tried in vain to add amendments that would require those carrying a weapon without a permit to instead carry a document. They can fill it out themselves that says they are competent to handle a gun and have not committed any crime that would preclude them from carrying a gun. If they lie, they would be charged with perjury. Neville led the Republican opposition that killed the proposal, calling it, quote, another permission slip. The bill only relates those eligible to legally carry a weapon, he said. He called Kagan's idea a permit without the name permit. Neville's bill is aimed at doing away with the concealed carry permit. Police say a 50-year-old Colorado woman was killed in a hit-and-run crash near Moab in eastern Utah. KUTV-TV reports an individual found the body of Cheryl Zimmerman of Lakewood, Colorado, near a parked white SUV 12 miles north of Moab on Friday morning. Police believe Zimmerman was struck sometime early Friday near her SUV. Her official cause of death is still being determined. The Grand County Sheriff's Office and Utah Highway Patrol are investigating the crash. Authorities are looking for a white semi-tractor with damage to the right side front that they suspect was involved in the crash. And now, let's take a look at our weather. The national weather map graphically shows how that high-pressure system is drying out the country from the Central Plains back to the west coast. However, from southern Texas across through much of Florida and up to the east coast, rains and thunderstorms continue to make March gloomy. The Midwest and Rust Belt are predicted to have a mix of rain and snow, and then more snow bitterly plagues North and South Dakota through the upper Midwest and Great Lakes and over to New England. Regionally, isolated light snow showers will continue over the highest peaks of the Colorado northern mountains early this morning and then dissipate. A strong ridge will build over the western U.S. today through Wednesday, providing dry northwest flow over eastern Utah and western Colorado. The ridge will continue to bring dry conditions through Thursday, warming us up. Then it will begin breaking down Thursday night as the next Pacific storm approaches. The ridge line is expected to travel over the forecast area Friday, showing moisture and clouds streaming over Utah and western Colorado Friday afternoon and night as a strong trough moves onshore over northern California. This storm is projected to move through the forecast area Friday night through Saturday night. A brief break on Sunday morning will be followed by another Pacific storm moving across eastern Utah and western Colorado Sunday afternoon and Monday. As to how much affects the listening area, right now there's no forecast for actual precipitation in the next week. So the DCTV 5-day outlook. Today sunny with a high near 42, north-northwest winds around 10 miles an hour, and tonight mostly clear with a low around 20 degrees. North winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming east after midnight. Wednesday mostly sunny with a high near 51, east-southeast winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Wednesday night partly cloudy with a low around 26 degrees, east-southeast winds around 5 miles an hour. And then we head into a welcomed warm-up on Thursday, sunny with a high near 57, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Thursday night partly cloudy with a low around 32 degrees. And again Friday partly sunny with a high near 57. Friday night mostly cloudy with a low around 30. Saturday mostly sunny with a high just near 50. Saturday night partly cloudy with a low around 25 degrees. Sunday that chance of showers mostly cloudy with a high near 50 degrees, and Sunday night mostly cloudy with a low around 28. And now back to the news. The idea of an economic alliance across the Four Corners is gaining traction, as reported in the journal Photo Credit Patrick Armijo. Arvin Trujillo thinks about his kids. It focuses his mind on creating a regional economic alliance across the Four Corners, including tribal entities to boost prosperity for all. Trujillo joined several other economic development officials at a news conference Monday at San Juan College in Farmington to release a report on efforts to establish a Four Corners Regional Economic Alliance. More than 140 people from southwest Colorado, northwest New Mexico, and southeast Utah and northeast Arizona, including several tribal officials, participated in the Future Forum held in November of 2017 to kick off efforts to create an economic alliance, and 70 of those participants will go forward with work to develop the organization. Meetings are planned for economic development leaders in each of the quadrants of the 4 states in the next 2 months to develop public forums. At the public forums, economic development officials and business leaders will reach out to residents of the Four Corners, asking them to provide their input on economic issues important to them. Public meetings in the 4 states and on tribal reservations seeking input from residents will be scheduled for April and May. Laura Lewis-Marchino, Executive Director of Region 9 Economic Development District of Southwest Colorado, and Roger Zanaraitis, Executive Director of the La Plata County Economic Development Alliance, will participate in organizing efforts in coming months. The goal of the road shows in all of the states and the tribal regions is to find from the public what they want in economic development in the region. We want to know what their concerns are, what their needs are, what their expectations are, Trujillo said. Melissa Meekin, Four Corners Power Initiative Director with the Office of the President for San Juan College, said the need to reach beyond economic officials and business leaders was brought home when a core group of organizers traveled to central Minnesota to visit a successful regional economic alliance there. They were asking the single mothers, what keeps you up at night? When the next economic decline hits, what's going to keep you in the region? If you don't have buy-in from people in your region, you're not going to be successful and you're not going to stick around, Meekin said of economic development efforts. The visit to Minnesota, he said, provided an example of how an economic development agency was able to better meet the needs of residents in the region, understanding their skills, their needs for educational opportunities, and their mental and physical health needs. Additionally, the visit showed how cooperative efforts leveraged existing cultural, social, intellectual, political, financial, and natural resources to create more successful economic development efforts than any single region could muster alone. Warren Unsicker, CEO of Four Corners Economic Development, the Economic Development Alliance for Northwest New Mexico, said regional cooperation will open new opportunities for everyone, and building trust among people who are more familiar with competing against each other rather than cooperating would be key. Without regional cooperation, we're missing out and we're leaving things on the table if we don't look at our co-opportunities that will come from cooperation. He mentioned leveraging regional efforts in infrastructure such as broadband development, tourism, and agriculture as areas that might benefit from regional cooperative efforts. Workforce development is emerging as the key economic development attribute that lures new businesses and even industries to a region. He said a regional economic alliance might be able to harness cooperative efforts by Fort Lewis College, San Juan College, Dene College, Navajo Technical College, and Northern Arizona University to build the skill sets of the region's workforce. For more details, go online to fourcornersed.com. We're number 1. Well, the state as a whole is. As from the previous story, you wouldn't know it from the Southwest Colorado point of view. The Journal reported on a U.S. News and World Report study an AP photo. Colorado has the nation's best economy, but it's only the 10th best state overall because of middling grades on crime and corrections, education, opportunity, and fiscal stability. That says in a study released this week by U.S. News and World Report. The state's first place economy ranking was influenced by growth, employment, and business environment. It's something that we as a state are excited about, said Emily Williams, spokeswoman for the state's Office of Economic Development and International Trade, or ODIT. Colorado has been nationally recognized for its top-tier economy for years, including last year in U.S. News and World Report and for several years running in Forbes. That said Dan Salvetti of the same state office's Division of Global Business Development. Pretty much since the rebound from the Great Recession, we've been seeing over a 3% real GDP growth in the Colorado region, which is one of the best among the states, Salvetti said. Colorado has been kind of sustaining this growth for some time now, and they're bringing in lots of talent from other places, especially the East Coast and sort of Silicon Valley areas, just because those places are so overcrowded and overpriced, and Colorado is still a growing community compared to those areas. A state's overall ranking stems from weighted results in 8 categories. Healthcare and education each get 16% of the score, followed by 14% for the economy, 13% for opportunity, 12% for infrastructure, 11% for crime and corrections, 10% for fiscal stability, and an 8% for quality of life. Iowa, known for its farmland and plains, took first place overall, boosting a #1 ranking in infrastructure. So here are Colorado's results broken down. Economy #1, healthcare #9, quality of life #10, infrastructure #14, education #20, opportunity 28, crime and corrections 29, and fiscal stability 31. While its geographic diversity and natural resources have been an economic boon as well as a draw for tourism, the state's government has made efforts to diversify the economy over the past decades, a U.S. News description says in part. Whether tourists come to the state as skiers flocking to Aspen and Vail, outdoor enthusiasts traveling through the Rocky Mountains or the Great Plains, or fans of the rapidly developing pot tourism industry, the state's investments have paid off. For more information, you can visit usnews.com. And on a local economic level, Mancos will not renew its membership with the Montezuma Economic Development Group. The Journal reported the Mancos Town Board voted last week to end its membership in the Montezuma County Economic Development Association, citing a lack of support for the town's businesses. Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks, who currently sits on MCEDA's board of directors, recommended the town end its relationship with the group after paying its dues for the first quarter. He said that over the past year, the group seems to be spending more time helping Cortez businesses than those on Mancos' side of the county. The town board voted to pay its dues for the first quarter of 2018, but to cease membership in MCEDA after that. Brooks said it was a hard decision to recommend leaving the organization, especially since he was the one who advocated for the town to join it in the first place. But he felt the money currently budgeted for MCEDA dues could be better spent elsewhere. I'm not truly understanding what their direction is at this point, he said. They seem to be working more with individual businesses, which is a really great thing, and they seem to be working more with individual businesses at the other end of the county. Because governmental entities pay dues based on population, Mancos' membership dues for 2018 was more expensive than those of any business or individual at $1,790. Brooks said he didn't feel the benefits the town has received from MCEDA were enough to justify that cost. He recommended the board pay only enough of its dues to cover the town's membership through March of 2018, about $400. Mayor Queenie Bars agreed and added that she believed the change in MCEDA's direction had come with a change in leadership. She said the previous 2 executive directors, Chris Burkett and Chelsea Jones, held regular office hours in Mancos during which they would meet with local business owners, but the new executive director, Jody Powers, has not done so. We're not seeing that. We're not even seeing that opportunity, she said. Bars and Brooks recommended giving the rest of the money of the town's budget for this year's membership dues to the Mancos Creative District and Mancos Valley Chamber of Commerce. Since those organizations work exclusively to benefit Mancos businesses, they said the town would be better off supporting them. Town Administrator Heather Alvarez also pointed out that Powers often meets with representatives of the chamber, so that organization could still provide a way to represent Mancos' interests to MCEDA. The board voted unanimously, with member Ed Hallam absent, to end the town's membership in MCEDA's after paying the first 3 months of its 2018 membership dues. Lana Hancock, who represents the town of Dolores on the MCEDA's board, said her town has already paid its dues and will remain a member through 2018. After the April election, she said she will ask the Board of Trustees to reevaluate the, quote, return on investment that the town receives from MCEDA as part of the planning process for the 2019 budget. MCEDA is a group of Montezuma County businesses, government, and individuals that seeks to support established local businesses and encourage new businesses to move into the area. Powers said she did not see Mankis's departure as a setback for the organization. The Mankis trustees agreed to vote on how to distribute the rest of the membership dues budget at a later meeting. And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of February 26th through March 4th. The Sheriff's Office received numerous calls about recently added signs to a local building. Several local residents conducted controlled burns during the week. Officers conducted several VIN inspections, fingerprints, and civil standbys for residents. There was a semi-truck versus deer accident on Highway 491 that the Dolores County Sheriff's Office was first on scene. Colorado State Patrol was notified, and a trooper responded to the scene of the accident. The driver was uninjured, however, his semi-truck needed to be towed due to the damage, and the deer had expired due to its injuries. That concludes today's portion of the Roundup. Stay tuned for continuing updates. And today's High Canyon Country happenings. March 8th in Cortez from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at 10 West Main Street. It's Business After Hours, hosted by the Cortez Adult Education Center and the Cortez Area Chamber of Commerce. That's above the Lounging Lizard. Join them for an evening of networking with the crew of Cortez Adult Education Center. There'll be adult libations, food, door prizes, and fun. Open to all businesses and organizations, it's free to attend. Also in Cortez, at their public library, there's a free photography course being offered March 10th, this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12:30. Also being held on the 24th, 31st, and April 7th if you can't make this next one. And it seems like this weekend is a big kickoff for spring season ahead of actual spring. Though Easter comes early this year on April 1st, and we'll remind you again later this week that Sunday, March 11th is daylight savings time when we lose that hour. It's also the Moab Skinny Tire Festival running March 10th through the 13th. Based out of the Archway Inn in Moab, you can get entry event info online at skinnytireevents.com. And all of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119 and we'll be sure to get your news on air. Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. on each of those days. The weekday news shows are then replayed throughout the weekend as well. And again, be sure to check us out on Facebook. It's DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend. This has been a production of DCTV for the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Thank you for watching.